Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for Tower of God chapter 467 or season 3 episode 50. I am like the most excited I've been for Tower of God in a long while this week. Because last chapter, it seemed like it was forever ago, I guess because it was so good and I've been just thinking about it. But it was one of the best chapters for me. Like, some chapters in the series, going back, I'll probably end up liking them more, like the Elaine flashback I loved, or the ending to Bomb versus Joaquin, but last chapter is up there. Sooo has done such a great job with this arc of every time I'm like, oh yeah, I expect this to happen, it'll be one of these things where not everything works out perfectly, but generally I'm like, oh, Dewan will probably work with Bomb. Nope, didn't happen. Or just things will move on, like we'll get our small victory here, move on to the next thing. But no, Bomb's group didn't get Dewan. That was pretty much a defeat. Kane lost her memories and Dewan's going with Calavan, and on the other side of things, the canine people were essentially slaughtered and the remaining ones that we care about kidnapped. And it builds Yama up so much as a character. Is like this whole season we've been focusing on how he just wanted to protect the canine people. That was all that he was strong for. That was all that he was doing. That was why he stood up against Doom. And now all that he's been fighting for was taken from him by Ysracha. And it just builds him up as this guy that we need to see him take down Ysracha now. And even beyond that, I even made the joke on Twitter, I think, where I'm like, you know, Ysracha warned Doom about this, like as a well, not really a child, but when they were younger, Doom's like, hey, Yama, don't go near the guy with the crazy eyes or whatever, the cat guy. Yama tried to mess with him, did not work out. So I'm incredibly excited, and beyond that, this wasn't even going to be the first video I recorded this morning. Because I need to record 3 videos, but it's going to be first now because I have heard a name, and if we get more information on them, or let alone actually see them, I am just going to be through the roof. But again, it's one of those things where I'm going to look stupid if this chapter has nothing to do with them or whatever. I just saw the name and stopped reading. But I've had in the past where I've gotten comments where I'm just like, I can't tell if this is somebody who's read the previews and it's kind of spoilery or not, and I've been kind of expecting something because of that, and then it didn't happen, and I was like, okay, I guess I was misinterpreting what they were saying. So this person might not have anything to do with the chapter. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't spoiled, so I stopped reading. But yeah, I'm so excited to get into this week's. Also because it is the first video I'm recording. Sorry if my voice goes kind of wonky during it. But yeah, Season 3, Episode 50, let's get started. Somewhere in the tower. Sophia. Oh, and they have the eyes on their back. The second and third in command canine executives died in the battle at the wall. The canine people have taken some very serious damage. Looks like Kelhelm didn't get his way after all. He fell into a trap trying to stop an even greater war. Who is this? They look blonde. Right. And they're getting FUG information, whoever they are. Right. Knowing Lord Yama, he'll probably get directly involved in... Oh, it could be, It could possibly even be Rachel getting information from her people that are there, Michael's team. Right. Knowing Lord Yama, he'll probably get directly involved in the war after what just happened. But I wonder if the people who helped Evankel will go into hiding because of all this. I wonder what Lord Luzlek will think. Alright, okay, so it definitely isn't Rachel. If Lord Luzlek acts now, there's a good chance their family leader will step in. High ranker elder, okay, another elder, from FUG, Sophia Tan. Okay, cool. And if it comes to that, there really will... I'm all for more FUG characters. You know I've been Team FUG for a long, long time, even before they were kind of getting presented as good guys. And if it comes to that, there really will be an all-out war. There won't be any chance for the Slayer candidate to get involved like now. Lord Luzlek seems to hope the boy will grow as a result of all these challenges. For now, let's just wait and see. I love her cloak, though, and that symbol on the back of it. For now, let's just wait and see. That irregular's definitely the one stirring things up at the moment. But none of the elders, including me... none of the elders, including me, trust that amateur. That's why I tried to give Karaka the thorn. Okay. Although that whole plan fell apart because of Hwaryun. Will he give up now, or will he go for it? We'll take action once we're sure about him. Okay, 52nd floor, the nest 2. The nest is already shaping up. After just the chapter that kicked it off being incredible, this is already starting off to be a good, named arc, whatever. Okay, back at the cage. Oh, and we see they're trying to tend to the wounds, maybe try to help some of the ones that survived here. Over half the canine people were slaughtered in just an instant. I never imagined something like this could happen. So they did just Thanos the canine people, half of them. I never imagined something like this could happen, sing Evan Kell and Yuan Sung. Kelhelm tried to use the canine people to stop the war, but they ended up using him, and at the same time our plan to win over the canine people completely failed. He sure is powerful, Zahard. Okay, you have a boom. And now we're seeing Doom? Tell me, what's going on? How do you know Yasracha? Alright. How was he able to control the canine people? Why didn't you tell me about this before? What's the point of what's the point of telling you? It's not like we can do anything about it. What? We canine people used to belong to the Lopobia family. Okay, so maybe are they going to be one of the branches then? Or are they going to be like genetically altered, modified servants or whatever that can be controlled? Used to belong to the Lopobia family. The next day, we're cutting away from it. The next day, 50th floor, Snake's floating ship. I feel so useless. At least you looked after Myan. That's great. Ship and Hatsu. They can't get the cage moving right now. I can't believe the canine people were taken hostage. I wonder how they knew. Zahard has the ability to see people's fate. Some information probably got leaked at HQ. And we have Sooo and White with Bomb's group. Commander-in-Chief Adori Zahard. Zahard sometimes gives orders with oracles, but only the Commander-in-Chief receives orders directly from Zahard. She likely won't be on the front line herself, but she's probably commanding the troops. Anyway, how did that snake guy know we were coming? Check this out. I'm not sure. I don't know much about him either, and we see Yule and Kel, and Yule's just making a house of cards. He's only a regular. Maybe he'll talk if we bring him in and rough him up a bit. No way. He took my friends hostage, says Bomb. Hostage? Yeah, that's right. Yiwa and Chunwa. They got captured, right? Okay, so they're spelling it different. Before, I thought they spelled it like Chunwa was how they were spelling Chunwa, I think. Yeah, it was Hung Chunwa. Okay, so they've changed this. See, this is the thing that's the problem, even with the line translation, and why sometimes I just stick with whichever version of the name translated I think is best or fits best. Because even among the line translation, they just change spellings or change what they call them so often. Yuan Chunwa, they got captured, didn't they? Yeah, that kind of complicates things. I can't believe they knew Duan woke up, and they saw this whole situation coming ages ago. They've got access to way more intel than us, especially that captain, thinks Sooo. What the heck are they up to? I've really been liking Sooo as a character too. By the way, about the nest, do you know how to get there? Of course, what do you think I am? I'm a guide, remember? A human navigator. That smug face. Then tell us how to get there. No. Hell no. Huh? Why not? I've never been in the nest myself, but I heard it's an invincible fortress made out of a huge floating stone. They built these massive walls all around it, so it's almost impossible to get in from the outside. You'd have to be nuts to go in there. They'd kill you on the spot. But if my master is really in there, I know it sucks, but the fact that they locked Hwaryun in there is kind of like a message. If you guys even try to rescue him, we'll slaughter you all. Still, we have to go. Are you deaf? I said no. Are you trying to get everyone killed just to save your master? Do you really think you're strong enough to beat those guys? We can't win. We've been fighting them for so long, but we've never beaten them, not even once. If you hadn't tried to lead the canine people in an attack against Zahard's army, we wouldn't have even done anything. If it weren't for you, There wouldn't have been a battle at the wall, and the canine people wouldn't have died. It's all your fault. Who do you think you are, trying to send us into a war we can't win? And two things. One, that's harsh, but two, like, it's not all Bomb's fault. They still would have wanted to go save Yama and all this, and Kelhelm still really kicked most of this off. But this is something that Bomb needs to hear. He can't just go sending all of his allies into a fight that they don't have a plan for, that they, at least right now, even if they did somehow miraculously manage to win, a lot of people would get hurt or die. He needs to learn that he needs to prepare. He can't just rush in. This is why I should have killed you. And I like seeing White just looking on at Bomb thinking. That's really good, because I talked about it a lot during Hell Train, where Joaquin started off in a place where he was just arrogant, only thought about himself, but we saw over the course of time, even though he started working with Rachel's team, as he saw Bomb's group, and after his defeat especially, he started to be more and more selfless, until eventually he started to clash with Rachel because of her selfishness. So, I like that we've seen this development from him because of him seeing Bomb. Ignore her, Bomb. Anyway, now that we know where to go, once things are taken care of with the cage, we'll find a way to get to the nest somehow. Okay. I should have known. A base like that doesn't even show up on my lighthouse. I hate to admit it, but at times like this we could really use her help. Hwaryun, I mean. But she disappeared so suddenly. She always does. This is why I should have killed you. And Bomb's still thinking about what Sooo told him. Yeah, Bomb really does need to think things through more. I was enjoying a little trip to myself. Looks like I'm going back to swimming in the big crazy sea. And we're seeing Hwaryun. Such a goat. Look at her. She's so, like, I've barely seen the outfit from the side, and I'm like, yes, Slay Queen. Every time. I wonder if he's grown. My god, I mean. She is, like, the most gorgeous character. I know I always say Albelda best girl, but Hwaryun constantly serving looks since season 1. What? You found you found a warship in the area, but there's no one in it? Nope. What's going on? And we have Kel and Yule again. What's the meaning of this? Something's not right. That is kinda weird. I wonder what that's gonna be a hint to. We're seeing Bomb here. Oh, unless it's just Hwaryun and how she got there. Who do you think you are? Trying to send us into a fight we can't win. This is why I should have killed you. And Bomb's still thinking. You look like you've got a lot on your mind. And we have this dramatic entrance panel for Hwaryun. Don't frown so much. You'll get wrinkles. Hwaryun? What are you doing here? Are you surprised that I found you? I'm a guide, remember? Did you find out where your master is? Yeah, but are you gonna go find him? Of course. Then why do you look so worried? It's just... Hey, how about this? If you tell me where your master is, I'll tell you how to get there. But there's one condition. Get one of the elders to join the battle. That's all. What? There are still some elders and slayers at FUG that refuse to budge. Evan Kell and Yuhan Sung went around meeting up with the rankers who look up to them. But even the ones who showed some interest are starting to have doubts again, because of what just happened. Although it looks like Yama's definitely going to do something, so I don't blame them. If you really know where he is, Lord Lislek may not get involved directly, but I think he's going to ask the elders tomorrow whether they want to participate in the war. I know the other elders are totally against the war, but one of the real hardliner elders sounded interested in you, so I reached out, but is still quite hesitant. Well, at times like this, don't you think it's important to get their attention? A moment later. What are you doing here? Right? Have you been spying on us? You two, huh? So, this is why you called me over here so late at night. Yeah, she said it would be better to keep it a secret from the others. Alright. Just please don't ever tell Rack that I didn't tell him she's here. He'll be so upset. He really didn't have a choice. You know how dramatic he can be. So, what do you think? You're Bomb's strategist, right? Is there any way to make the hardliner elders or the other rankers change their mind right away? Something to make them change their mind. Huh. And I like it how it seems like Hwaryun isn't really offering a plan or even trying to think of a plan, even if she might already have one or know one, but she's basically like testing them, making them figure it out on their own. Well, since we're short on time and I won't even get to talk to them, the best strategy would be to influence public opinion, right? I don't really want to do it, but there is one thing, an issue that's guaranteed to get those hardliners to act. The next day, 50th floor. It's weird we haven't seen more of Cha yet. Like, even in passing mention. Alright, 50th floor. Ranking Bureau, 50th floor branch. Have a safe trip. Thanks. Have you heard of the Ranking Bureau? Yeah, isn't that where they decide the rank of rankers? Are we gonna get to see some ranks changing here? Exactly. They assign their ranks based on their battle record, reputation, position, that kind of thing. Each floor has a ranking bureau, although the branches don't do much except keeping an eye on the activities of the main rankers in the area. Sometimes rankers come charging into a branch to protest their ranking, so they hire test rankers for each level on a given floor. But there's no rule saying only rankers can take the test. Oh, so are they going to show that Bomb can beat a ranker then, in order to get the people hyped up? You know, officially speaking, only one regular has ever defeated a ranker before, Princess Adori Zahard, the current supreme commander of Zahard's forces. Let's not include irregulars. But that was only after she was already an A-rank regular. The fact that she, a regular, beat a ranker means she must be insanely talented. In fact, almost right after becoming a ranker, Adori Zahard was promoted to high ranker and then supreme commander. But Bomb, you've already beaten rankers before, so apply for the test at the ranking bureau and show them you can officially beat a ranker. Imagine, a little C-rank regular amateur slayer candidate beating a ranker sooner than Princess Adori Zahard, the highest official in Zahard's army. And that boy is taking on Zahard's army just to rescue his master. See where I'm going with this? This'll definitely get those hardliners interested. If you really win, tomorrow, the whole tower will be talking about you. Remember, Bomb, and we have a sign that says Total Fairness on the wall. No, you may not realize it, but you've got a very unique power. Hello? What brings you here? He's just a regular, thinks the receptionist lady. I want to fight a ranker. If they don't believe you, just show them who you are. What? Is this guy nuts? That'll get those FUG elders off their butts. Hey, are we seriously doing this? Slayer candidate or not, he's only a regular. Low-level test ranker, Pan. Okay, so we have a low-level ranker probably just gonna get washed by him. He says he wants to. There's no rule saying we can't accept regular applicants. Not that any regulars would even bother trying. But still, I don't want to piss FUG off. I've heard the rumors, too. Ridiculous rumors about a Slayer candidate fighting on the same level as rankers. But FUG's just bluffing. No one at the Bureau takes those rumors seriously. Are you sure you want this, man? It's gonna hurt. Yeah. I feel bad for Pan. I'm not sure if it's because I've already fought a few rankers before, but I feel a lot less nervous. All that training's definitely paid off. In fact, maybe, even before the training, the powers within me were just buried deep inside, waiting to rise to the surface. I'll just scare the kid away. Even if I tried my hardest, I couldn't beat Calivan yet, of course. But if I can do something with this power, even though I don't feel ready at all, if this power can get someone to take action, and he's forming the hoops again. Alright. What kind of Shinsu is that? The rumors are true? And we have the pencil dropping. Yes, Lord Lislek. It'll probably cause a sensation when it's officially announced. This should have a really good effect on those hesitant hardliners, and her. Yeah, I owe him too. It seems like a trap, but I'll go. I'll make sure we win this fight. Okay. Really, really cool. Alright, I like this. I like this a lot. How Bum can just take out a low-level ranker, and then everybody's gonna be like, a regular beat a ranker? That's insane. Because it is for normal people. not Bomb though. But I kind of have a feeling that other people could do this too, because some of the rankers we've seen aren't particularly that impressive. So I kind of feel like, well, the fact is that nobody really tries to do this, but I feel like if some of like the princesses that are still regulars climbing the tower tried, I feel like some of the princesses could probably do it. Like Andrasi. I feel like Andrasi could probably take a low level ranker if she wanted to, but there's no real reason for her to want to. Um, Same goes with some of maybe even the 10 family head members that we've seen. I just get the feeling that some of the special regulars could totally do this against some of the like weak rankers that we've seen before. Like some of those people that have been absolutely just one shot by white or something. But yeah, either way, I really, really, really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. I feel like it's one of those instances though where I've just got to wait another week because there's a lot of other stuff coming, I would assume, because again, like I mentioned earlier in the chapter, we still haven't had mention of Cha. That's one of the things that I'm interested to see what they do with, because wouldn't they be like, yes, we've got Cha on our side. He's gonna want to work with Bomb. I would have thought that's something we would have gotten into already, but they haven't mentioned it yet. Beyond that, there's the Elders and the Slayers, and I'm really excited to learn more about who the Elders are and learn more about who the different Slayers are. We've had, like, probably maybe only half even name dropped. I mean, who do we know about? We know about Luzlek, we know about Bomb as a potential future one, but let's go ahead and count him. So we know about Luzlek, Bomb, White, Karaka, Yama. Those are the easy ones that we haven't seen Luzlek yet, but we've heard a lot about him as like the strongest guy, the guy who voice cracked earlier, the guy who like started the whole thing. We know that he is. I could have sworn they said that he was a relative of Arlen, like a brother, and he was a servant of V. So we know a bit about him, and that would, I mean, make me assume that he's also an irregular like the 10 warriors, or rather 13 warriors, because we know of other people who are supposedly relatives of them who are in the tower, like Yeon Hana and Yeon Yarde, who is supposed to be like her mother or grandmother or something, but a relative who actually has the kids of the Yeon family rather than Hana herself. So there appear to be people who are relatives of them, which I would assume makes them irregulars as well, because they would have had to have come from outside the tower. But we've also had mentions of Immort. I might be forgetting some, but I remember Immort and Pafamamor Seto. So that's 7 out of 11. There might be more that we've heard of before, but that leaves 4 slots that we haven't even heard who could potentially be in them. And we don't really have a lot of information on Immort or Pafamamor Seto, so I'd like to know more of who they are. Unless there is more stuff in the lore, like the blog posts and stuff, that I'm just forgetting at the moment. But I don't think we know very much about either of them, rather than just being name dropped. So them and seeing more Elders, just because Sophia's design seems really, really cool, and I love Kelhelm. He is so cool. He's one of my favorites. And if somebody's as cool and powerful as Kelhelm, then I'm excited to see who the others could potentially be. And it was also interesting to know what Kuhn said here, and again, I'm going almost into review territory with how much I want to discuss this, so I'm going to need to cut myself off in a second. But another thing I found really interesting was how they mentioned Yu Han-sung and Evenkel, and we kind of knew that this was happening earlier in this season, really. But they were going around trying to get members of FUG to, like, we know FUG's been in hiding for a while. They've been sleeping. They've been dormant. They've been working in the shadows behind the scenes, and very, very few of them have been open about what they're doing, like Karaka. Karaka's one of the very few that were openly doing things. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of influence happens when all these FUG members who were just like, we'll wait for the time to be right, what happens when they decide, okay, looks like the time is pretty much right. Let's start doing things. So I'm super excited to see more of them. Because we're going to need all the help we can get to go after the cage, or not the cage, the nest. The nest, because they've got Yusracha, who is insanely powerful. Calavan is insanely powerful. Plus whoever the new division commander or squadron commander of Squadron 4 is. Every other member of Squadrons 4 and 5, who there are probably some really, really strong people among them. And then even up to having potentially the head of the Lopobia family there, or a lot more Lopobia people. So there's just a ton of really cool things going on that I'm excited for. But either way, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to end it here because this has turned out longer than I wanted. But I have notes for 2 reviews taken that I'm probably going to do tomorrow, both of them. I'll probably try to do more this week so I can catch up quicker. But yeah, I'm just going to be trying to catch up as quickly as possible. But today this is the only Tower of God video because I also need to get up my reactions to One Piece and Beastars. But yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Like if you did like the video, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of this chapter, what you thought of my thoughts, reaction, and all that. I'll give more detailed thoughts when I get the review coming. And yeah, hopefully next week's reaction and the rest are great too. Because it's like, before Yama woke up in Season 3, it's like, see you, what are you doing? And then after Yama woke up, it's like, see you, what are you doing? It's so good. Yeah, I've loved this season after Yama waking up. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel or talk to you there. If you'd like a link to the Discord server to talk to me or more of us there about this or any other series, just ask and I can give you a link, free and open for anyone. And if you'd like to help support the channel on Patreon so that you can help me keep making these videos, it's super appreciated. If not, just thank you for watching and being a part of all this. But yeah, it does super help for me to keep these going. If you want that, it's patreon.com/Haku with the tubes, or a link will be in the description. And that is it. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.